Hi, good day to all summit participants. Um, I would like to actually thank you for being here. So it's basically an amazing journey with you guys being here on the third leg of our summit. So way back on half of the year, we started with the world in zero trust, and we follow up with connectivity without borders. And now we are actually focusing on the modern data center for the edge. Right now, with the enterprise, the ICT moving focus on the edge, where client services has been crucial, the more that we have to actually look onto solutions on supporting the computing capability of our data center. As we know, the edge is just a part of a bigger integrated component. That's why I'm actually going to focus about for today is to actually give you key points and consideration in terms of designing our modern data center. But let's look first on what's globally happening on the data center field. What are the companies saying about data center and how they are actually spending? If you look at basically the graph right now or the statistics that you are actually seeing, the numbers are actually saying one thing. A lot of companies are investing in terms of data center. So if you look right now, even on the 2021 IT spending, it's around 192 billion US dollars. On 2020, a lot of companies have spent 89 billion USD just for enterprise data center. And of course, for cloud infrastructure is another 75.6 billion US dollars. What does this mean? Means that a lot of companies are upgrading their data center, putting on more capacity, putting on more power, putting more compute resources. And not only that, they're also focusing on innovation, trying to actually move forward to what's actually current and what's actually applicable to the current milestones of the different business platform. And of course, one thing is orchestration. So we right now, as doing this as technology consultant, you as our customers are very keen on what are basically the things that we need to highlight and we need to take consideration in building that modern data center. And with that, we created some checklists that you can actually consider and put into motion so that when you have architect your data centers, it's able to actually address what's actually currently needed right now. So some of the requirement checklists that we actually want you to take note is that we need to have an infrastructure that can actually scale up with high capacity demand or high capacity data, meaning that your data center has to be able to have that scalability to upgrade to higher capacity bandwidth in the long run. May it be at this time, you'll have a data center that can support 10 gig, 40 gig, but in the long run, you have to actually put in consideration that your compute capability has to able to understand that it can scale up to higher infrastructure like 100 gigs or go beyond even in the next run of the current technologies that we're actually having. So it's very important to put this into play, into consideration, because you're not going to just budget your data center for a yearly setup, but you're going to actually put this on the long run. So meaning that you have to scale. Scalability is very important, right? It has to be flexible enough to support the need for additional capacity. For your networking, your network fabric, right? This is where we need to have a lot of innovations. The current architecture of the three-tier is not anymore supported much, but a lot of data center are moving to the leaf and spine setup. A lot of data center as well is moving forward to deploying VXLANs. Not only that, you consider cloud management and orchestration and artificial intelligence and machine learning put into the orchestration of your network so that you can have automated workflows. You also have to consider that a lot of IoTs will be connected to this data center, meaning that you need to have a way of analyzing those IoTs connected, a way of having an engine, an analytics capability on your network to understand that what IoTs are making or accessing on your network. And overall, a network fabric that is high enough right? It has a lot of throughputs to support your digital transformation that you are projectedly going with your company. You need to also consider security, not just any part of the security, but consider to put capability to understand incoming threats and insider threats that cannot be done by any traditional security parameter or security gateways. You need to put in a solution that has the capability to understand from the security perspective what are the potential threats that are running on your data center or what are the potential threats that are actually coming from your edge. It's very important because all of the data there are digital in nature, and those are basically the safeguard of your companies. So meaning that all of your um, business operation relies on digital platform, meaning that you need to secure that digital data information that you need. So in terms of your data center, you need to put this security into play. Not only that, you have to always make sure that you have visibility and assurance, meaning that in your data center environment, so that it will actually service the edge, you need to have an assurance of understanding what are the analysis that I can get from that environment that I have. What is basically being connected? If I have any trouble, what can I correlate my application to the network, my development ops to my net ops? How about my cloud SaaS environment? You need to have that visibility. It's very important when you just build your data center. It's not just about hardware. It's not just about switches. It has to have a visibility to actually understand what's happening. Another thing that you want to consider is reliable power management. As you know, data centers runs on a lot of power, and you want to have backup UPS system that can actually cater the needs of your data center. You have to have reliable UPS so that in the event that you need to have additional backup, they will able to actually provide that capacity. And not only that, you need to have a partner, no, with technical expertise, someone that could be able to guide you. Since you're already building your checklist, someone that would guide you and validate your information needed to give you that step by step or building blocks architecture of what you can actually put. If you are, say, for example, interested in building your data center on a progression, what are the current technologies that has to be put right now, and what are the current technologies that can be put, you need to have that technology partner. And that all boils down with that partner having that technical expertise and years of doing consultation and basically doing technology in the market. That's one thing that you want to actually consider as well. And with all of these checklists, of course, we as MEC, we also want you to explore the technologies that could actually answer this requirement. So when you talk about the different technologies that can answer those needs, we can come up with the following. These are just some of the technologies, but definitely during this summit, we have explored these technologies that can be utilized by you. For your high capacity needs, we have your CommScope infrastructure. So in terms of that, we have seen how we actually can migrate to high-speed data center. Our fiber cabling solutions will definitely be able to sustain high capacity and high traffic bandwidth. When it comes to Aruba switches, we have our CX models, the latest innovations of switches that will be able to cater the high needs of the network fabric for a data center. It can cater for the leaf and spine, the top of the rack, the end of row, the middle of the rack setup that you need for your network switches. Coupled together, of course, with Fabric Composer. That's basically the orchestration software that's able to actually do workflow for your data center. We can also have any ENet edit. These are basically software to actually automate the configuration that you need. So besides the operations, you need to have an automated workflow configuration. And with the current needs right now of the data center, it's not focusing anymore on the traditional configuration. You need to have something that can do workflow and automate the operations for you. If you want to create automated VXLAN setup, we can have that with NetEdit solution. Of course, security. Not only that today we have focused on understanding the 40 SIEM solution, but even with the likes of the 40 web for your protection of your web applications, the 40 ADC for your application load balancing. Those are part of the Fortinet security fabric that can integrate together with the SIEM to make sure that you have a secured platform for your data center. And of course, the smart edge monitoring that has been bought by NetScout, it's actually powered by NetScout Ingenious One, basically a borderless visibility platform that can actually see and analyze the performance of the network and troubleshoot complex multi-cloud environment. You also have Ingenious Pulse that can actually have synthetics testing that can deliver the performance of your edge network. And of course, we have UPS solutions. If you have, say, for example, interest on large scale three-phase setup, we have our monolithic Eton UPS. And of course, for small scale or micro data center approach, if you have, say, for example, a small scale data center or distributed data center, and it's going to be not as large, right? You can have our charge UPS and you can look into our charge UPS solution. And lastly, the main unifying component is our principle in MEC. Our principle is that when you have anything for technology requirement, we are your partner in innovation. Especially right now that you're considering to build your data center, our partnership with you, our innovation capability will definitely be delivering you the solutions. We can definitely deliver to you the trainings, the technology updates. We can definitely support you in terms of design consultation and design validation. And not only that, as a partner of innovation, we focus on continuity in terms of innovating ourselves and delivering the different ICT solution on the market. Thank you very much. And again, I'm very happy to actually be part again of this MEC Summit. And I hope you're all keeping safe. And one day we can actually be able to meet one another. Thank you.